Thanks very much for tuning in. My name is Amita Vadva. India, which stands on the brink of transformative greatness with the 21st century set to be its era of prominence. As the world's fifth largest economy, India is projected to become the third largest by 2027, surpassing the GDP of $5 trillion. Now, by 2047, India, which is expected to evolve into a $30 trillion economy, achieving the vision of a fully developed nation. Viksit Bharat, as we talk about. AsiaOne presents Let's Make India Great Viksit Bharat at 2047, a series which is aligned with Indian government's roadmap to realize the vision of a developed India by 2047, marking it as a century of independence. This series highlights the essence of Viksit Bharat initiative, fostering inclusive growth and ensuring every citizen contributes to the nation's advancement. This series will also spotlight visionary leaders driving innovations in science, technology, sustainability, and also job creation. These trailblazers from India and the global NRI community are essential to India's development.
मोदी जी का जो 2047 में विकसित भारत का एक सपना है, वो केवल सपना नहीं है, बल्कि उस सपने को पूरा करने के लिए भारत के नौजवानों की एक बड़ी भूमिका उसमें रहेगी.
Happy to partner the government of India, where we are running now a television series with our partners, which is called the Viksit Bharat 2047 Let's Make India Great, where I invite so many of you as leaders to come and share your inputs, what all you're doing, how your brands are creating excellence that can actually take India to a developed nation status in the next few years.
Today, we have Dr. Ashish Chaudhary, a Guinness World Record holder and a luminary in the field of orthopedic surgery, as well as a leader shaping the future of global healthcare. As the managing director of Akash Healthcare Super Specialty Hospitals, Dr. Chaudhary has redefined orthopedic care in India with his innovative Speed Knee program, ensuring unparalleled precision and also excellence when it comes to knee replacement surgeries. Now, Dr. Chaudhary is also the visionary behind Heal in India initiative, an ambitious project that aims at positioning India as a global frontrunner when it comes to medical tourism. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
So, Dr. Chaudhary, first we talk about the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 as it is been articulated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi often. It is both ambitious, it is transformative. What are your thoughts? What are your perspective on it?
So, coming to the Viksit Bharat aim for 2047, I think this is the right moment it has been put across for the globe to ponder upon, and also for all the citizens of India, where they can, in one way or the other, they can contribute how the India can go from a developing to the developed nation by the end of the century after the independence. I strongly feel that as a healthcare administrator, as a surgeon, as a doctor, healthcare holds a significant importance in terms of making India more healthy, better, and economically we can uplift the country to a level where it can be counted among the developed nation.
So not much time that is now left, but we also talk about as a contributor to India's development, sir, how do you envision the role of the four pillars of Viksit Bharat? We talk about the Yuva, which is the youth, we talk about the Garib, which is poor, we talk about the Mahilayen, which is women, and we also talk about the Annadata, which are the farmers.
Well, all the four pillars are extremely important because India's more than a third of India's population is belonging to the young and economically contributing population. I think they need direction in a sense that if the job creation is on the forefront, if they are guided well during the tender age of teenage and the 20s, where they can take up any professional engagement, I think they can contribute in one way or the other in the economic growth. We talk about the farmer, since majority of our population stays in the rural area. If we innovate in terms of farming technology, machinery, and also in the know-how of how to create the different types of crop and how to improve the productivity, I think that also will contribute to India becoming a global supplier for all the food products. So that's something which can be our strength for the world. So if we talk about the third pillar, which is the women, it holds significant importance, especially after the introduction of the Women's Bill in Parliament, where 1/3 of the parliamentarians will be coming from the women's side. That will in fact give more representation of the women on a national stage, and also will give them a representation in taking becoming decision makers in all the important decisions what the India takes by the end of the century. So this is just at the right time where representation of women has become stronger, bigger and better at the topmost institution of the country.
And that is how we see even women playing more important role and making more contributions when it comes to the national front as well. But let's talk about that Heal in India initiative, sir. Would you want to talk about that? How to elevate when it comes to India's status in global medical tourism? What is medical tourism, first of all? And how does improving healthcare infrastructure provide cost-effective treatments?
So India has been at the forefront for tourism in a normal sense, that India holds a place for so many heritage sites. People usually travel to India for Taj Mahal, for Gateway of India and so many other monuments and look at the heritage of India. But when it comes to healthcare, this is something which has come up in last 2 decades where India is gradually holding a global stage for providing medical care in all different types of specialties, especially the complex clinical treatments and the surgical procedures. India is leading the way in terms of attracting patients from across the globe, not only from the poor countries but also from the Western world, because of many reasons. I strongly feel that the doctors here are being trained through a rigorous training program of more than a decade, and so that's why the quality of clinicians and the caregivers is almost equivalent to the global standards. Then we talk about the technology introduction and the equipment which are available in the leading hospitals of India. I think that matches just exactly like the Western world. If we talk about the language, the English being one of the most common language spoken by the medics, I think that also becomes an edge for India to represent healthcare on the global stage.
So that talks about medical tourism. We talk about when it comes to the best quality, when it comes to healthcare, but it is also cost effective at the same time. But what is your airport to airport model? That is also very quite innovative, sir.
So, when we talk about medical tourism, it's not just the surgical treatment which we talk about. We talk about the entire experience of the patient, starting from the time when they start thinking about India as their possible medical partner. So the ease of connecting with the Indian hospitals, the ease of getting a teleconsult done to know about the plan, about the cost involved, and then looking at right from the visa application to arriving in India, and then from the airport, the healthcare institution usually provides an access from the airport to the accommodation place, then taking the entire medical treatment in the hospital. And then within the shortest possible time, they are able to go back to their own countries. And that's why even in our organization, Akash Healthcare, we provide that airport to airport complete holistic care, which encompasses not only the medical part, but also the logistics, the visa, the accommodation, all the steps which are involved in a patient coming to India, seeking medical care and going back safe and sound.
So that's like a full health coverage that we talk about. Absolutely. Yes. But what about when it comes to the economic growth as well, Dr. Chaudhary? Because there is environmental sustainability, there is social progress, there is good governance as well. What in your view, how can your models and initiative contribute to achieving these multifaceted objectives?
See, overall, when anybody is seeking medical care coming to India, of course, they are contributing by bringing foreign currency to India, so that's a direct, addition to the economic growth. The pharma industry has, grown leaps and bounds in many countries and all these things have started to happen once those people have come to India, experienced the care, experienced the quality of medication, technology, the human resource. And that's how over a period of last, I would say, 10 years, we have seen economics growing leaps and bounds because of this multi-directional, multilateral association which have been cropped up.
Dr. Chaudhary, as you were talking about the airport to airport initiative, let's also talk about the global hospital or the Vishwa Chikitsalaya. What is that all about?
So I strongly feel that with this kind of medical tourism flow which is coming to India from more than 100 countries now, including the Western world, can there be, vision extending beyond just the holistic Bharat development, also stressing upon making India as a global hospital or a Vishwa Chikitsalaya? It could be an institution which can provide healthcare to the entire world. It can be a hospital for the globe. So that is what the reputation of India can go up to. I think it could be the preferred healthcare institution, a country where anyone from any country can come and get healed the most cost-effective manner with the best class technology and the most able clan of doctors and the nursing staff.
All right, Dr. Chaudhary, thank you very much for joining in. Of course, it's been enlightening to have you here. But even when it comes to you sharing all the spheres of your work that significantly also contribute when it comes to the socio-economic development of the country. Thank you very much, sir, for taking out your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We are delighted to introduce you to our next guest, Dr. Mini Bodhanwala. Now, she is a beacon of progress and an icon of visionary leadership in India's healthcare ecosystem. As the CEO of Bai Jarbai Wadia Hospital for Children and the Novrosji Wadia Maternity Hospital, she has redefined the landscape of charitable healthcare, creating an exemplary model of affordable yet world-class medical care for marginalized communities. Now, for over 30 years, Dr. Bodhanwala has channeled her passion for service into transforming these hospitals into pillars of hope, spearheading innovations that cater to the most vulnerable with unparalleled expertise and compassion. Now, some of her prominent initiatives include Maharashtra's first human milk bank and specialized clinics for children with disabilities that truly reflect her deep-seated commitment to societal welfare. Thank you so much, Dr. Bodhanwala, for talking to us here. Let's start the conversation. First up, can you share your thoughts on the Prime Minister's vision of Viksit Bharat 2047? I'd like to hear your views on that.
Viksit Bharat 2047 says where India is going to be by 2047, and it's a very ambitious as well as, it's an inspiring program. The program hopes to see India on the global mark, portraying that we are going to be the best on the globe, coming to the international standards. At the same time, we are going to see even an economy which is going to be prospective, as well as I think we are going to see the social justice which is going to come out, as well as development which is going to be in the form of, technology, infrastructure and other issues. So when we go to see, it's going to be a comprehensive development of the Viksit Bharat as a vision of the Prime Minister. And here I think we are going to see lifestyle getting better, and also we are going to see a number of changes which are going to come into the lifestyle as well as social as well as sustainable growth which we see.
So, Doctor, I just want to get more of your opinion on some of the 4 key pillars under this, where we're looking towards empowerment for the youth, the poor, for women and for farmers. Just your thoughts on what is required for these 4 pillars, and also maybe a role that entrepreneurs can play in this growth of the country.
So when we see to empowering, first I think it has to be the youth we start with. When we see to youth, I think that is the basic stage where we need to capture the youth, and we need to have a program which can be along with the industry as well as educationists, where we see that the youth start getting themselves into better options, better placements, as well as skill development and catching the youth at an early age, where we see what are their strengths, and based on their strengths we try to make them into an international figure. The next is, I think, poor. The word poor itself is like traumatizing. So I would not use the word poor, but I would say yes for the underprivileged. For the underprivileged, I think we need to work out options, government schemes, social welfare schemes, wherein we see they get the right amount of knowledge as well as, they get funding. And the main could be funding even from governments and other agencies which are there. So that would help them to build up their own selves and also see that they become self-sustained, which is very important. They have certain challenges, and we have to see how we can address those challenges. Every sect of underprivileged will have their own challenges based on their profession, based on their lifestyles. So we have to handle those challenges too. When it comes to empowering women, yes, I would say empowering women is something of our greatest challenge, because in this world we see that where women come, there's always a thing, no, a woman cannot handle this. I think first of all the concept that a woman cannot handle things needs to be changed. Women need to get on and see that they develop their own industries. That is something which we are looking to, and growth. And also not only in the industries, but every area women should be at par with the men. We have to recognize the strength of a woman. Because if we don't recognize the strength of a woman, sometimes we may miss out reaching the target, what we want, and the goal, what we want. So I think that is something very essential.
And ma'am, if we talk a little bit more about farmers and also actually also entrepreneurs and the government also, just wanting to get your thoughts on these also.
For the farmers, I think Viksit Bharat would play an important role, because for the farmers, right from the stage of irrigation to where they go to sell in the fair price market, I think this would be of great help to them, wherein they could even use AI and technology. Apart from AI and technology, there are so many innovations which could be used. There I would see the role of entrepreneurs coming in, and the innovations which are created by entrepreneurs along with the government could play an important role. The government itself would need frame policies which are people friendly, and also we have to see that these policies get implemented and monitor how they are giving us the results, so that if there is a change in policy, we can adhere to some changes in the policies which get announced.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mini, for talking to us here today. Now, her life work mirrors the aspirations of the Viksit Bharat at 2047 vision, as she relentlessly pursues a future where healthcare transcends socio-economic barriers, advancing India towards its goal of becoming a globally recognized leader in holistic medical care. Now, through her groundbreaking work, she has not only elevated healthcare standards, but has also fostered a culture of inclusivity and equity, making life-saving treatments accessible to those in the greatest need of it. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being such an inspiration.
We are also pleased to introduce to our next guest, Dr. Shruti Sharma, joining us here in the studios, an inspiring visionary in the field of education and the dynamic CEO of the Vrindavan Group of Institutions. Dr. Sharma, who has transformed Vrindavan in a center of academic excellence, pioneering innovative teaching methodologies, and also when it comes to creating high-impact teams that are also dedicated to progress. Her extensive achievements, including accolades such as the Most Admired CEO of the Year and the prestigious World Leading Leader Award at the British Parliament, speaks volumes of her commitment to redefining education in India. Dr. Shruti, it's an honor to have you with us here in the studios in this very special episode. So to begin with, when it comes to the conversation, I would like to understand from you, what do you see as your contributions that aligns with the Prime Minister's vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, and what unique strategies do you believe that will propel the nation towards this ambitious goal?
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here. It's a pleasure to be here. Series on the essence of Viksit Bharat, initiative by Government of India and a vision of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. The first part of your question is very important. The essence of Viksit Bharat initiative is to ensure that every citizen of India aligns herself or himself to develop of the country, keeping this thought in mind. I can say that my contribution in the field of education is to improve and provide the student mentality and give them new ideas with the new technology to develop the nation and to make them realize that their nation is the first, and then they can think for the development of the Viksit Bharat.
All right, so we've been talking about exactly when it comes to this initiative, but we also talk about when it comes to the work that has been done on part of your institute itself, because your key suggestions for empowering the 4 foundational pillars of this vision, that includes the Yuva, which is the youth, that includes Garib, which is the poor, that includes women, which is Mahilaएं, and that also includes Annadata, which are the farmers. So do you see, when it comes to the educational leaders and entrepreneurs and the government of India together in a collaboration, how impactful are these initiatives in realizing this bigger goal?
You see, I am a person of few words and more of action and implementation. So I will answer this question in a very practical manner. Yuva, my suggestion is to create an environment to change their mentality. And then Garib, we should help them financially, independently, emotionally, and we have to help them in education system, which is the must. And then farmers, we should help them in good research, financially, through the government, with good funding from the government, which our PM Modi has already done for the farmers. And I think for farmers, for their children, we should impart the education, because education is the first pillar where we can achieve something good in the life.
What about Mahilaएं, women?
Mahila, woman has to be independent, and I feel there is only one abhushan for Mahila, that is her confidence.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What a fine thing to say. Of course, when it comes to all of these angles and putting together the very vision, the government of India has also provided a lot of platforms to actually bring this dream to a reality. So, Dr. Sharma, of course, that has been an important point that you have raised, especially when it comes to that combines women, Mahilaएं, as we talk about the Yuva, the Garib and the farmers. But what, according to, are the key initiatives that contributes to your vision of achieving this dream of Viksit Bharat? Furthermore, when it comes to building cost-effective, globally benchmark educational infrastructure as well, what do you believe and how do you believe this dream will become a reality?
Let me answer the first part of this question, and then I will move on the second part. According to me, key initiatives that will contribute the vision of Viksit Bharat is engaging the youth right from the school to the college level. Then we can help them to change their mentality, and it will help us to develop the nation as well. Fostering the culture of research and innovation among the students, bridging the gap between education and industry. In the future, there is going to be a shortage of fuel. So we should do a good research on fuel. We have to find fuel within India. So we have to put a strong research on the fuel, river and the lakes, because these are the 3 things which is very important to live in this world.
If we want to achieve that very vision of Viksit Bharat, of course, there are several challenges also in the way, Dr. Sharma, as we talk about, mainly as far as educationists are also concerned. We also need to talk about when it comes to your own institute is also concerned. The work that is being done by the institute to bring upon that kind of a program for the students, how do you believe that would offer as a benchmark to the education system?
Increase the presence of residential education. Again, we had a very perfect Gurukul system of education, cost effective, and also produced eminent scholars and scientists. I firmly believe that we should seriously think about Gurukul system of education. I would like to suggest a hybrid system of education, Gurukul system of education combined with latest technology. Trust me, this will be a benchmark for other countries.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shruti Sharma. Your work that stands as a pivotal force in shaping an empowered India and contributing significantly to the Viksit Bharat at 2047 vision. So as we close this episode of AsiaOne Presents Let's Make India Great Viksit Bharat at 2047, we would also like to remind our viewers the essence of Viksit Bharat initiative, that is fostering inclusive growth and ensuring every citizen contributes to the nation's advancement. Through this series, we will keep meeting remarkable individuals, shaping India's future and setting a global benchmark. Stay tuned.